Another week. Another week of amazing things hopefully happening to you, myself, and the threadheads out there.
Absolutely.
You know
Should
what I'm
be.
saying? Thanks for tuning into another episode of Booty Threads.
Booty threads.
Thick, luscious booty threads.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What made them thick and luscious?
I was just exaggerating the word thick, you know. Thick is a great word.
Scrumptious.
Everything should be thick, you know. If we just had a reset on reality and everything was thick, I think it'd be cool.
But everybody don't like thick stuff.
So?
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? Would you say this show is a safe place? Is this a safe space?
Absolutely.
You think so?
Yes. Go ahead.
Seems safe.
Yeah, tell me what you got.
I don't have a truth that I'm about to deliver.
Oh, man.
But the internet does.
Okay.
You want to hear today's thread?
Uh-huh.
Humph. Fellas, this is a safe place. Tell us about a time you made a terrible judgment call because you was trying to get some booty.
Wow. So this literally is booty threads today.
Booty threads.
Booty threads.
And you know our judgment goes to a minimum when we try to get the booty.
Zero, damn near.
Yeah, no judgment, but also all the judgment.
You know, it's easy to get the ding-a-lang, schlang-a-lang from y'all.
Y'all just don't have to do nothing, do you?
At all. Okay, well, my thread is, it's my own. And I said, is there ever a time you didn't smash again because the cat was too damn good?
Damn, too good?
Too damn good.
She gonna ruin my existence. All right. Well, in terms of chronological order, I'll go first.
Okay.
Because mine is about trying to get some booty, and yours is about getting too much.
Right. Okay.
So, fellas, this is a safe space. Tell us about a time you made a terrible judgment call because you was trying to get in the draws.
Some cutty.
Some cutty. I got some cutty last night. When ATL dropped, I thought that was going to catch on more.
It didn't. Maybe it did there.
An ATL?
Mm-hmm.
Took the last train for 2 hours just for a kiss. Called my mom to pick me up and thought about my actions on the way home.
Okay, so this is young love. It got
Maybe.
to be.
He said the last train. You could be 30 years old if you don't got a train coming
my
back.
Mom?
If you don't got a train coming back, you are stranded.
This sounds like a teenage story.
Or before Uber.
Right.
A cold night in Buckhead, ATL. Walked out the crib. Two baddies pull up in a clapped out C300.
Okay.
Roll the window down and ask if I like to party. Next thing I know, I'm in Mechanicsville with my wallet missing and my pride hurt.
Wallet missing? Dang, he didn't get
what
no
is
cut.
Mechanicsville?
Right.
Why does that sound
Horrid?
dangerous?
Well, because the wallet was missing too. It's like.
Okay. Forgive me for this next one.
Ooh, not you looked at the camera when you said it.
I hit a girl with scoliosis. She had the crutches that attached to the forearms.
Oh.
The walk, the twisted spine, the back bend. Shit was insane.
That's not scoliosis.
The kitty was beyond fire and she was mad cool. I just knew I couldn't pop out with that though. Shit hurt my heart, but yeah, man. Shout out to Jayla. He didn't name drop her at the end. Shout out to Jayla, because, yeah, the back was crooked, but it was some pure Colombian fire.
That ain't scoliosis. That was probably like
Polio?
MS. No, probably like MS or something. Dang.
At least she got that fire on her.
Oh, my God. Why you didn't continue? Why you didn't wipe her up?
Flew overseas and got ghosted. These niggas is crazy.
You got ghosted overseas?
He really hit him with the I'm in your city. Spain?
Sometimes
In
niggas don't read the
Spain?
room. They don't read the room well sometimes.
So they kind of buy the ticket before they're really sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean,
But I mean-
sometimes when it's just online, like people sell a fantasy. Like if I don't know. I don't know how that happens to that extent for you to fly to another country. I can see if it happened to your city, on some shit like that. I get that. But flying overseas to another country is just at another level.
That's not a quick trip. That's like a vacation. Like he saved up for that kitty.
Well, I mean, I hope he had never been there before and he got some use out of that trip. Like for real, for real. Hopefully he found somebody out there that he was able to spend some intimate time with.
Check this out. I was clapping her cheeks in her 2011 Mercedes SUV at some random dog park.
A dog park? Scum.
But the radio, AC, etc. were still on. She tried to start the car, but wouldn't start because the battery drained. We called her dad for jumper cables, but he knew what was up. He smacked the fuck out of her, and she broke up with me the next day because her dad told her to. I was 16, she was 24.
What?
Threw in she was a predator.
So then the smack was deserved.
Yes.
Because at first I'm like, why wouldn't he smack him? But
should have said that first.
Right. Lead with it.
Walked 3 MF hours. Turns out she didn't have a kitty.
He had a bitty.
Woo. He says, my dick has taken me places I wouldn't go with a gun. Crazy.
Why y'all be thinking with y'all dick sometimes? Why does that overshadow logic?
That's why I be beating it. I be beating it.
Wow.
These hoes can't get to you if you already beat your ship.
Beating it.
I beat my ship.
He beat his shit.
Logic goes in and the bullshit goes out the window, bitch.
Clarity.
Empty your clip and you won't go through no bullshit.
Post-nut clarity.
Woo. Okay.
Wow. I know you be on bullshit.
Drove 40 minutes because I was talking to a little shorty about getting active. Soon as she got in the car, I saw the gut stuffed in the pajama pants. Had to complete the mission, though. I know it was fire. I know once she lifted that little gut up.
What's wrong with the gut?
There was a little wet box under there.
Your gun is digging into my hip. What is wrong with the little gut?
Okay, last one.
So y'all will okay. You say last one, so I'll wait to ask my question.
Last one. Me and my homie scaled the side of a 3-story house with bed sheets.
Stop lying.
This girl threw out the window in a highly policed neighborhood and trained her in her room at 3 a.m. with both of her parents on the same floor, and they took her door off because of something like this in the past. We didn't get caught, but looking back, we could have legally been shot and killed if her dad came in that room. Listen,
absolutely.
Can you imagine being a parent and you got to take the door off your daughter's room because she keeps getting trained? She threw a rope of bed sheets like a cartoon? They
like
scaled
Rapunzel.
3 floors.
Rapunzel, let your hair down.
For the community kitty. That is probably the worst one, and I have never even come close to any of these stories.
To even
Thank
risk your
God.
life. To even risk your life for community kitty, to me, is insane.
Okay,
you got another one.
This is just the last one. I miss seeing my mom on her birthday to get some open shawty's legs. To get some... Okay, no punctuation. I missed seeing my mom on her birthday to get some. I opened shawty's legs and it smelled like the back of a Long John Silver's.
Oh my my God. See, that's what you get.
That's what you get. How could you do that to mom? Mom comes first. Everybody knows that.
Okay, so us women, I feel like if we've been, even we meet you online or whatnot, we sexting, we get to the point of sexting. When we see you, if we're not attracted to you in person, we're not smashing.
It dries up immediately.
Right. Why on earth would y'all continue talking about got to see it through, my boy? No, you don't. Why? So I'm specifically talking about the dude who
with the stuffed gut
with the stuffed gut. If he wasn't attracted to her, why smash?
You got to see it through, my boy.
Why? Why do you have to see it through?
I can't. I personally can't. I've walked out of some pretty wild situations. But have I seen the mission through? Of course. Is that my mission statement? Not anymore.
But why did you see said mission through?
Because it was like, y'all are like, anyone y'all pull up on, you can get some dick from. At that point, it's just about, are they good or not, you know? With men, it's just about like getting it. You know, so if a dude doesn't really get it often and then he has this one opportunity, he might be like, well, fuck it, I'm just going to do it because I don't get it a lot. Some dudes are just like any opportunity that approaches them, gargoyle, whatever. They're just like, I've met plenty of niggas like that. It's just like, do she got a pulse? I'm going in, you know.
What in the hell?
But I feel like, especially getting older, honestly, when I was younger too, I never really like was able to go that far with somebody I either wasn't attracted to or didn't like being around. Because some pretty girls are just like, like, oh my God. So I've definitely missed out on some potentially good cooter because I had standards. But I can't lie and say I haven't taken down a gargoyle or two. Just because it was in the mission statement.
In the mission statement? What's the mission statement? Help me.
I think it's just about how much work you put in. You're like, I'm already here type stuff. But at the same time, I've walked away from stuff where it's like already here, you know? So
that sounds horrid. I don't know. I can't imagine being like, oh, even if I traveled to him, like if I get there and it's like, and I look at him, or he looks like he stinks, or he
easy. You could get somebody completely brand new the next day, starting from scratch. It ain't like that with the knockoff.
I also don't think we're necessarily motivated by that. You know, so the intentions are quite different.
For sure.
So my intention for the meetup is to vibe with you, even if we've been sexting or whatnot, is to vibe with you. See, I might be willing to give it up, you know, but at the same time, it's kind of like,
you want other stuff too.
Yeah, I want to see like what you about, like if we can have fun together, if we can vibe. And then if it leads to that by the end of the evening, then it is what it is, you know. Hey. But I'm not going into it with, oh, okay, I hope I get to fuck tonight. You know,
that's the main difference. And I wish the dude who talked about the pajamas told us how it was, because you're in a heck of a predicament when the gargoyle gives up the great egg gawky. Then you're like, I might come back. I mean, we can't say that hasn't happened, because that's happened to all of us. But, you know.
So if you're not attracted to her, you'll still go back because the experience was enough to make you say, I want this again. But just as long as she doesn't catch feelings?
Yes.
You sound like you were in court.
That's what I said. All right, what'd you bring to the table?
What did you bring to the table?
The best podcast question of all time. What do the women bring to the channel?
I said, is there ever a time you didn't smash again because the cat was too damn good? So, here we go. Absolutely not. I'm going back for seconds and thirds. The only way I'm not going back is because she out crazied the cat.
Okay, that's a good reason. I feel like that's a big thing because we always say crazy chicks have the best coochie, but it's like,
I'm like, what
that
does one have
isn't
to do
true.
with the other? What does one have to do with the other?
Because it's like you're putting up with that because it's so crazy, you know. And then it's like how niggas who be really satisfying they chick, you know,
Ain't shit.
like
Need a place to stay.
What were we just talking about? Blueface? How like she was like, that was the best sex I've ever had. And she's getting tattoos on her booty and stuff like that of his face. I feel like women are like that too. If they got the crazy cooch, they can just go crazy on you all they want.
Okay. So it's almost like it's almost like big dick energy. You know, like big dick
big
energy.
Coochie energy.
Like crazy coochie energy.
Crazy.
She can be crazy
energy.
Because when you get her in the sexuals, it's going
hot.
Somebody said, LOL, no, this doesn't make sense. I'm offended. It was my question. He said, somebody else said, normally that cray go hand in hand. So nah, I still went back.
Real
And
niggas in
then
this thread.
We have, I have a problem with feeling like I'm addicted to anything or losing control or being unable to control my wants.
Whoa.
So he didn't.
Self-aware.
It's a little.
Looks like he's been to therapy.
Dangerous.
He's been to therapy.
Danger.
Someone else told him that.
Can't ruin the game for others, so I had to respectfully bow out of the cat, but I'll never forget. Yeah, definitely. Great cat breeds commitment, but no matter the circumstance, ain't ready for the commitment, not just yet. A smash and a pass.
Okay.
This dude said, I don't think I've ever not circled back at least twice.
Damn. To circle back twice? That's at least 3 times. Then.
Right.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. I'm not ready to be a parent yet, so I had to cut my losses. Damn.
Because he probably went in that raw.
Raw roast beef.
Ugh.
Is this a trick question? But yes. How am I supposed to be impressive when the thing is literally strangling me like an octopus in water?
See, I think that this is like a positive and negative for me. I don't think I've really experienced soul-snatching vagina because I've been team condom since the beginning. So a lot of times dudes talk about this, it'd be like the soul-snatching grippage.
Mid-30s, you've never had
I have, but it's like I could probably count on 2 hands, you know, which is
2 hands, which is enough to be like,
whorish,
okay.
Now that I say that out loud. But I'm saying like a lot of the comments when we talk about this kind of stuff are people going raw. That's why they're like, I have 20 kids. I can't stay out of it. So I know I'm missing out on a lot of nice feelings, but I don't know.
So you do that. So that's almost like kind of like you saying yes to this question. Like you're missing out on the
well, I mean, I've probably had some vagina that would have made me go crazy if not for the condom, which brings it to mid at best.
Mid.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, even when you have sex with a condom, it's either horrible because of the condom or it's like pretty good. You know, from what I know, how people describe raw sex on the regular is just like.
I mean, you have something to compare it to.
I do, but it's like. It's different. What people are talking about is just like
the temperature is different.
Niggas is busting off in these.
Like raw meat is like nice and
raw
warm.
Meat is wild.
It's warm. You can feel the beating.
Whoa.
Cause it was too good? Nah. Maybe because I knew she was about to catch feelings. I didn't think it was common for women to cry like that when they climax.
Absolutely not. You ever cried because it was so good?
Yes.
What was it like? Like,
no.
Yeah, hell yeah.
No. It was just a couple tears.
Denzel Washington
fell
tear
down.
Glory tear.
It was. I mean, it was like that. No, I'm going to the gym, getting a few laps in on the track and work on my endurance. I will not let that defeat me.
Right. You got to train for it. I like that answer.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't ready, let me train for it, especially if they give you another chance.
This dude said, "Yep," and I think about her all the time.
Hell yeah.
This nigga said there was one I used to call her Fiji because she had that water, clean, refreshing, wet, and just take your soul. I had to play
Internet.
like I had no protection since we both weren't trying to have kids. Though she kept doing me like that, it would have happened if she would have kept doing me like that.
I need niggas and rappers to understand that more water companies since Fiji have come out. Rappers are I got that Fiji. She got that Fiji water. Let's be more creative. I'm sick of it.
Okay, Aquafina.
That's the worst water ever. If you
thought Dasani was.
I wish a rapper, a female
Geyser.
rapper would say, I got that Dasani.
Crystal Geyser.
I got that Voss.
Or Voss. I got that
Essentia. Why isn't anybody talking about that stuff?
What about...
That sounds so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Fiji is old news.
They got like...
I got that Kroger.
Yowzers. That sounds like a fucking
I got that Ralph's.
STD. And then lastly, yes, I had bad cat at home and the good feral cat would have got me caught up. So I was forced to make a business decision.
The house cat was nasty, so he went out and got a stray cat. He said the feral cat. That's crazy because that implies they wilder. More interesting.
He's crazy.
Give me that stray cat. I want that homeless outside cat.
Mm-hmm, the community cat.
All right.
You could love some community cat.
Thick facts. We moving right along.
Thick ready.
I got a wild one. And this is just a weird part of our history. So get this. This is 1600s type vibes.
Okay.
In 1719, prisoners in Paris were offered freedom on the condition that they would marry a prostitute and move to Louisiana.
What?
So in 1719, John Law, a Scottish monetary reformer and originator of the Mississippi Scheme for the development of French territories in America, he decided to offer prisoners in Paris something they could not refuse. He offered them their freedom as long as they were willing to marry a prostitute and head off to Louisiana. Anyone who agreed to the bargain was shackled together until they boarded a ship to sail to the Gulf Coast. John Law went as far as to raid hospitals for drunks and disorderly soldiers and find prostitutes and the black sheep of society, paupers, and just about anyone who wouldn't put up a fuss. And they were then forcibly taken to the docks to be shipped off to the colony. Those who came willingly were offered land and provisions. He had this idea of abolishing minor monopolies and private farming of taxes. He would create a bank for national finance and a state company for commerce, ultimately excluding all private revenue. This would create a huge monopoly of finance and trade run by the state, and its profits would pay off the national debt.
Why did they have to marry prostitutes, though?
It seemed like they were just cleaning the city up, I guess, you know.
I guess it's
why Louisiana?
Right?
I wonder if that's why, or that plays a huge part into a lot of people, the Creole community and speaking French and a lot of the prostitution in New Orleans. Like, I wonder if that has a big part of it.
Well, I don't know about the prostitution out there, but maybe that does have a lot to do if they're coming from Paris. Right. You know, the French people down there.
That's pretty crazy, right?
That is a wild fact. You were right.
Someone made a joke. What do you call babies born in a whorehouse? Brothel sprouts.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It got you to laugh, so I know. Like,
All right,
good dad jokes.
What you got?
All right, this is so tragic, and I hate this for him. You might know this already. Masabumi Hosono, the only Japanese who survived the Titanic was called a coward in his country for not dying with the other passengers.
What?
He lost his job eventually and was insulted throughout his life for it.
Listen, I don't have anything against Japan, but I'm out that bitch. I would be gone.
What?
So if I was dead, they'd be like, props to you. I can't hear it. I was one of the survivors. I was lucky. I had to fight somebody for that.
Not only would he have survivor's guilt, but to be insulted for surviving?
Here go old Survivor McGee. Everybody was cussing him out. Oh, you didn't go down with the ship. I'm not even the captain.
Right. Like, why do I need to?
I have no loyalty towards this boat.
Do you think because there were women and children that died that he's like, she's a man?
I'd be like, nigga, I'm Japanese. I had to fight a Puerto Rican for that seat. They weren't letting any minorities on the lifeboats.
It's true. What did he do to get on that boat? He did what he had to do. Survival of the fittest, I guess.
I don't know.
And
they were saying women and children, too. So if you were a man on there, you had to be rich, white, or connected.
Mm-hmm. Or scheme your way, or hop off the while they're lowering it. You better jump when it gets to.
If there's ever a reason to leave the place you at, it's because everyone's making fun of you for surviving a historical tragedy.
Right? It's crazy throughout his life. So they never let off of him.
That means he stayed. But it's also like, you don't want to hear any stories? I have a great point of view. They're like, nah, pussy.
Get your bitch ass out of here.
Go into that freezing water, you a puss.
Right, you should have died. Just hearing somebody be like, you should have died with the ship is crazy.
I get that honor is a huge part of that culture, but I don't get what the honor would be in dying. You know, there must have been some interesting reason.
Like, yeah, all our people died on that ship. Honor. That's crazy to me.
Shit, I'm going to America and finding me a nice little white woman. The Titanic survivor? You'd be swimming like in him. Well, I mean, the Japanese women don't want him no more. He's a pussy over there. So you got to go to New York, be like, I survived the Titanic. And then they're just like, slurpa-derpa.
Oh.
That's totally different. Made fun of out there.
Survivors gawk.
Big survivors gawk. And on that note, thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Thick Threads. I've been Dr.
And I'm Persephanii.
Happy February. We'll see you next time.